Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Stars Cartel channel. If you don't know, I'm Star. Baby, I had to come and record this immediately because God just showed me it now, okay? And He said, now. So, the message that I heard, okay, and I received this through, I'm just sitting here watching this bird. The bird came and it sat down on, the edge of the roof, I guess. The little, what are they called? The gutters. Anyways, the bird is sitting there and it's just perched and it's like baking in the sun. It looks towards me and it starts looking around and then it's like getting its wings ready. It's getting shaken off the cold from last night and getting warmed up by the sun. And I was thinking oh, okay, it's getting ready, it's getting prepared for takeoff. And then someone was trying to attack me. And God revealed to me, I ended up looking away. And then when I looked back, the bird had moved from that perch kind of towards the back. And I was like, I missed it. And God said, your enemy wants you to miss the takeoff. Then I realized the bird didn't actually just go. It didn't take off yet. It actually had went to another edge of the gutters to where I couldn't see the takeoff, but it did fly and I was able to see the takeoff. Like, you know what I mean? It's like I couldn't see the bird while I was sitting there. And it was bothering, it bothered me a little bit, but in reality I did see the takeoff. God said your enemies, okay, for whoever this is for, your enemies are sending attacks towards you in an attempt to ensure that you cannot see the takeoff. But God said you are going to see the takeoff. It is not a possibility where you would not see the takeoff. God is going to ensure, even if you miss the first beginning of it, you going to see the takeoff, okay? The scripture comes from Jubilees 40:11. And on that day, Joseph stood before Pharaoh. He was 30 years old. And in that day Isaac died, and it came to pass, as Joseph had said in the interpretation of his two dreams, according as he has said it, there were 7 years of plenty over all the land of Egypt, and the land of Egypt produced abundantly, one measure producing 1,800 measures. And Joseph gathered food in every city until they were full of corn, until they could no longer count and measure it for its multitude. God said, you are not going to miss your takeoff. It is nothing that can happen that can cause you to miss your takeoff. There is nothing that could possibly happen to distract you and cause you to miss this takeoff. The takeoff God got prepared for you, you going to get that. God said it, that's all, period. God said, period. You know what I'm saying? Every time God said, matter of fact, every time your enemies try to attack you in an attempt to keep you from taking off, in an attempt to keep you from moving forward, in an attempt to hold you back, not only do they receive the backlash, but on top of that, he propels you forward and he'll do it better than he was going to do it in the first place. Just a stunt. Just to flex, just because they had the audacity to try to slow down your takeoff, just because they had the audacity to try to do this, that, and the third. You don't even have to concern yourself with what they doing. God said he got that. He really do. He really don't even need your help. But you know what I'm saying? It brings, I just feel like this is somebody, you be praying, like you pray to God about certain things going on in your life. In reality, God sees everything. He really does. He sees everything. So it's nothing that he missed. But simultaneously, it's not a situation where he just don't want to hear from us at all. And he don't want us praying to him at all. But a lot of times he already on it. He already on it. A lot of times he already on it. But you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with calling him. You know what I'm saying? And talking to him and still telling him what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like God is saying, like the Godfather, like, you know what I'm saying? He gonna know what's going on already. Before you even come and tell, you know what I'm saying? He already know what's going on. He heard. He heard, regardless if he saw it on the news or if somebody else done told him already. He saw it when it was happening. This, that, and the third, baby. He know already, but you can come and tell him anyway. Maybe you'll get a response. Maybe he'll tell you what he about to do for you. Because in this situation right here, this is somebody. God already know what's happening. He already see what they doing. He already see what's going on. He peeped it before you peeped it. He peeped it before they even did it. He knew what they was going to do before they knew what they was going to do. And God said, he checked that before you even thought, wait, hold on. Before you even said, was that us? Was that, what? God said he already peeped it. And like he said, okay, he like, I feel like God is like, you know what I'm saying? You coming to him like, did you see that? Did you hear that? Did you this? Did you that? And God is like, I checked that already. But about these blessings that I said I have for you. I want to tell you again about these blessings that I said I have for you, because this scripture says the land of Egypt produced abundantly. This is somebody you could, it don't matter where you at. You don't have to be in your homeland in order for you to receive the blessings that God has in store for you. And simultaneously, you could be in your homeland and still receive the blessings that God has in store for you. It don't matter. It don't matter. I just feel like this is somebody, it really don't matter. What kind of position you put in, what kind of situation you put in, what kind of stress is to be caused. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I just feel like this is a situation where you have people that are trying to attack you from all angles, but it ain't working. And they not understanding why it ain't working. It ain't working because God see what you gonna do before you even get ready to do it. He saw that as the possibility along with the other 15 thoughts that passed through your head beforehand. Beforehand. Before you even think to do it, God already saw you think to do it. And because of that, that is the reason why. That's the reason why they keep trying to figure out how is this possible? For some of them, they like it's impossible because they don't believe it's really a God. But there is a God who sits at the highest seat. If we were to think about it, let me think in the way that, you know what I'm saying, in more scientific terms, it would be how they say there are several different dimensions. He is at the highest dimension. They actually explained it scientifically. I watched the episode on it. They explained it. That we are in a dimension where we see things in a 3D. A lot of people have elevated, as a lot of people have been talking about that, to a different dimension. These are people that can see things from that other people like. These are people that have different kinds of gifts. Like they on a different, and you know what I'm saying? At the same time, that is spiritual because that is where all of these spiritual beings, people that, like, you know what I'm saying, fortune tellers and stuff like that, they not lying. They are on a different dimension because they can see different things that people can't see. And but that's the scientific terms of it. God have a different term of it. And you know what I'm saying? That's like when people have been working spiritually. They have been working with God spiritually. They have been fasting. They have been purifying themselves. They will elevate to a different spiritual. People, other people can't touch you. We battle spiritually. And that is, you know what I'm saying? Scientifically, they call them dimensions. Anyways, God is on the highest dimension. On his dimension, he see everything. See, when you on a spiritual elevation type dimension, you may be able to see a few things from the past and it's explained to you. You are able to see it from a different perspective. You may be able to see why that person made that decision. You may see other choices that they may have made. You can see a little bit into the future. You may see things that are going to happen. It may be from a perspective of why people are doing these things, why they wouldn't do these things. That will be a situation where you will have numerous dreams, and it's like one of them may come true, and it depends on what that person decides to do. But that's all you can see. See, God can see everything, 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 all at the same time. They explained it. They said the highest dimension, you would be able to see all probabilities. You would be able to see a situation where, well, this person, they might do this, they might walk this way, they might walk that way, they may keep straight, they may turn around. And then you'll be able to see why they would turn either one of those ways, what will happen if they turn either one of those ways. And then after that happens, what decision they possibly could make, why they would make either one of those decisions, and what will happen after that. Like, that's the kind of sight that God sees. That's the kind of foresight that God has. He is at the highest dimension. For those of you that don't believe, you know what I'm saying, in a Christian faith, and you're kind of confused as to how it could be possible for someone that believes in God to be able to avoid the traps of the enemy, God sees things on a higher level, such a high level that we could not even fathom, we could not even imagine. It don't matter how high you feel like you are on a spiritual plane. It don't matter who you think you are, what kind of gifts you have. These are gifts that God blessed us with. And you know what I'm saying? It's not one single person walking this earth that have every single gift. And even if you think you do, you don't. That wouldn't even be fair. That's not like, how is God going to give one person all the gifts? It may be all the gifts, though, but it ain't all the gifts. Like, I just feel like there are people that have gifts that they don't even realize that they have. Because they don't realize it as a gift. They don't see it as a gift because they just see it as how they are. And there are people that, you know what I'm saying, they have gifts and, like I said, they don't even realize it. But anyways, God said when it come down to it, his plane is so high, he could see any kind of attack that is even being thought of. And if he wants to, he can block it. If he wants to, he can make you, like, it's like he will see what that person is possibly going to do. And he can see what you are possibly going to do. And he can either move that person to, you know what I'm saying, a more pleasant thought, or move you to a more, however he feeling. It really depends on how he feeling. If it's a situation where somebody is thinking about harming you and he thinking, you know what I'm saying? You got to think, is he going to put you in harm's way and risk it just to seek judgment upon that person? Or is he going to say, no, I'm going to just, you know what I'm saying, make you think, never mind, I'm going to go do something else. And that person, you know what I'm saying, they can go do something else. Now, if they carry, that's they, you know what I'm saying. But, you know what I'm saying, if it's a situation where they carry y'all, best which it is, baby. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, I feel like this right here, this right here, God has said he would prefer for you to avoid it altogether. Avoid the whole possibility. He wants you to avoid the entire possibility. He wants the whole possibility. He peeped it before you peeped it. He peeped it before they even thought of it. He peeped it before whatever happened that caused them to think of it. He peeped it. He peeped it. He been peeped it. And you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we are obedient and we are able to avoid things entirely. And sometimes we are disobedient and we experience a little bit of what could have possibly happened along, you know what I'm saying? And that could be possibly God's wrath a little bit. Sometimes it's not, but sometimes it can be like God being like, I told you, man. You know what I'm saying? Saying you don't listen, but you gonna listen after that. You gonna listen after that the next time, baby. The next time, 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 the next time. Go and tell you to leave somebody alone. You gonna leave them alone, regardless of how that, you know what I'm saying, comes out. Regardless if it's a situation where it's somebody God told you not to deal with somebody, they didn't want you to be in a relationship with somebody, and it's because He saw what they was gonna be like. He saw what they were gonna do. He saw how they this, that, and the third. He saw it already. He see it before we see it. And simultaneously, it could be a situation where somebody is after somebody, attacking somebody, harassing somebody, stalking somebody. And God is like, I told you to leave them alone. He saw what would happen already. And He gonna make the board. He can shuffle the board however He wants to. Like what God is showing me is like a board table. I'm thinking about Game of Thrones, how it had the board table in the and it was showing the different lands and what was going on, and like the pieces moving, like the people moving. Even in um oh, it was one of the princes, but I forget which ones. In his room, he had a huge table with all of the land and the pieces and everything. God said He see everything and He can move it around the way that He wants to. He can move it around the way He wants to. He can shift things however He feels. So, in some situations, He'll do this in order to protect certain people. He'll do this in order to protect His children. And because of that, even when you are not aware of the danger around you, God is going to ensure that you good. God is going to, He is going to help you avoid it altogether. Altogether, that possibility will be eliminated. And He said on my watch, on His watch, that possibility is going to be eliminated completely. Anyways, that's the message, y'all. And you know what I'm saying? Whoever this is for, baby, you is about to be blessed. Whatever blessings God promised to you, He was not playing. He was not joking. You about to receive that. You are about to receive it. You are not going to miss the takeoff. You may not be able to see it coming, but you gon' receive your take. You gon' get your baby. God not playing with you. That's the message. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Deuces.